Hi, my name is Jocelina Hernandez, and I am a professional development consultant with the Education Service Center Region 19. This very short video is going to really deep dive a little bit into what kind of reports you can use in DMAC for making instructional decisions. Once you log into DMAC, you're going to see a window that looks similar to this. I'm logged into a demo account for DMAC. So everything that you'll see here is fictional and it's only there for instructional purposes. So once you log into DMAC, you're going to go down here to local assessment and click on TEAC score. What we're looking at is out of those assessments that we provide, that we administer to students outside of STAR. So we're looking at those assessments that are mainly your exit tickets or your unit assessments, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and click on TEAC score. And I already have some data that I'm going to be looking at. And so I'm going to go ahead and scroll through the tabs here to the last one that says reports. So I'm going to go to reports and then instructional. Here I've already filtered through and looked for my third grade math test. But again, remember that I'm in a DMAC demo account. You probably won't see the tab district or campus. If you're not a district administrator, you'll probably just see your own assessments. So once you do that, here where it says tests, there's a filter, this purple arrow. You can go ahead and select your assessment. I've already selected math, third grade, and it's in English, and I clicked apply, and then I can go ahead and close this window. So for the purposes of our practice today, I'm going to go ahead and select this assessment here. And now that I have this information, I'm going to select my reports. So I'm looking at 3 reports today. The first one is going to be performance summary. The second one is student performance. And then the third one is SE tutorial. There's plenty more assessment reports that you can use for any of your assessments. But for today's video, I'm only going to look at those 3. Once I select them, then I click on View Report. And you can do it one at a time. I selected all 3 so I can have one PDF. So the first one was performance summary. So this one's going to give me 3 things. It's going to look at my passing standard, how many students passed that standard that I set when I created my test key. In this case, the passing standard was set at 70%, and therefore I can see in this case 0 students passed and 4 did not pass. And I can see the percentage here of those that passed and didn't pass. Then also the next thing is my STAR performance standards. Those are also set when I create my test key. So if you don't enter the percentages for approaches, meets, and masters, you're not going to see any information here. In this case, that information was set so you can see where the students landed, but in this case, they landed below that 56%, so they did not reach approaches. And then the last part here is cumulative STAR performance standards. So it gives me that cumulative information for the students meeting that master's, meets, approaches, and below, what that percentage was. So that was the first report, the performance assessment summary. The second report is the student performance. This one gives me for every student whether they passed or didn't pass. It also gives me if it was below the standard in this case, which was that approaches. So where did they land in regards to approaches, meets, masters, and then what their score was and their raw score. So you see that information for all of my students, so that can be helpful when I'm looking at grouping my students. But the last report is the one that I'm most excited about. It's the TEAC score SE tutorial. This one will break down each standard that it was in the test, that's in the test that I administered. So for each standard, which students did not reach that mastery that I've set for each of those standards. So for this particular standard, this is a description of the standard. And in my fictional classroom, Oscar and Carter did not reach that. So this really helps me group my students and know exactly where I need to focus the support for them. I hope you liked the video. See you next time.